I've come here tonight to talk to you about bird watching. British bird watching. British birds are to be found flying about all over Britain, and they are really good to watch. Go out of doors and there they are, millions of them, all flying about with myriad hues. I say all, though of course you may point out that the penguin and the kiwi cannot fly, which of course is quite true. But they're not British birds, are they? So don't be so cocky. Sparrows. These are lovely birds for the beginning bird watcher to watch. They're brown and there's millions of them all over the place. Go out into the park and throw breadcrumbs hither and thither, and very soon there'll be millions of them all fluttering and chirping. They've got a lovely song. It goes something like this. Chirp, chirp. Of course a lot of pigeons will probably come after your comestibles, but ignore them and watch all the millions of sparrows. I once watched 27 sparrows. There may have been even more than that, but it was very, very difficult to count them because they all got the same faces and they all kept hopping about, and I had to rush off to go to the lavatory in a hurry. One good tip to remember when bird watching is that it's no good jumping up and down and shaking a football rattle, because they all fly away. You can learn by my mistakes. Tits. I shall be talking about these later. Flat pigeon. This bird is to be found in most major cities and even quite small towns. It's a very difficult British bird to identify because of the many various shapes and sizes it comes in. One thing that all flat pigeons do have in common is the colour, usually grey and red. They're usually seen in the middle of roads, though sometimes you see them at the side of roads. They often measure up to 2 feet long. It's all dependent on the speed, weight and tyre of the vehicle that flattened them. Blackbird. These are nice birds. They really are very black. They fly really nicely. One of the Beatles once wrote a nice song about one. I watched a blackbird flying nicely once. I knew it was a blackbird almost instinctively by its colour. Penny Lane, I think that was the name of that song. Great tits. I shall be talking about these later. Swans. Did you know that all the swans in the British Isles and the Commonwealth and the Falklands belong officially to Her Majesty the Queen? Well, they do. If I owned all those swans, I'd sell most of them and get very rich and buy some binoculars. But I'm not the Queen, and the Queen doesn't bother to sell all the swans because she's already very, very rich with all worldly trappings, and she doesn't need the money, and she's probably got loads of binoculars. I wish I was the Queen and owned all these swans, wouldn't you? If you'd like to have some binoculars too, I bet you would. The best way to spot a swan is by its long white neck, but don't confuse it with a goose. You can easily tell the difference because you can eat a goose for Christmas. But you're not allowed to eat a swan. Only Her Radiant Majesty can eat swans. I bet she even feeds swans to the corgis. You can watch birds much better if you've got binoculars. If you are very rich and you've got some, or if you're the Queen in disguise, do you think I could borrow them for a while? I'll be very careful with them and return them in perfect condition. Budgies. This is not tickling. exactly a British bird, but a lot of British people keep them in their houses, so I thought I'd mention them. They come in all sorts of colours: light blue, dark blue, medium blue, light green, dark green, medium green, yellow, pink, white, pinky yellow, whitey pink, greeny blue, pinky green, yellowy pinky, whitey green, and lots of other colours: greeny pink, blue, yellow, etc., etc. If you let them out of their cages, they fly about the room, and then they land on your head and do plops on you. Well, they land on my head and do plops on me.